What's up, guys? Welcome back to Ride with Thumper. Today I'm going to be going over gear and what is appropriate for different situations. Before we get started, why don't you give me a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe. So right here we have the three basic types of full face helmets. I'm only going to talk about full face helmets today because you should be wearing a full face helmet. I've seen some very serious facial injuries from sliding the asphalt on your face. You do not want to do that. First up, what we have here is a dirt bike helmet. This one is DOT approved, and you could always look for the sticker on the back. It's carbon fiber, and this one, does a good job at lower speeds. When you get up into higher speeds, it's going to catch under this visor, and it's going to try and pull your head up. So that's something you got to watch for on these helmets. If you're trying to wear one on the street, it's not going to be happy at freeway speeds. Next up, we've got our modular helmet. This one's from Shoei, and this is giving you the benefits of a full face helmet, full enclosure, but then you have the convenient ability to be able to open it up into a 3/4 helmet. Again, at highway speeds, this is going to pull your head pretty hard. But you know what? It's really nice for pulling up at stoplights and things like that. Generally, these don't perform as well in crash tests, though, as a full-face helmet, a solid full-face helmet, because they're designed to hinge. So that hinge is a weak point in the design. This I will typically wear if I'm on my cruiser, and I know I'm going to be making a lot of stops around town, stuff like that, where on a hot day I might want some more air. Then lastly, we have my main helmet. This is an Arai. This is a solid full face helmet, meaning that it doesn't hinge up like the modular. This is going to provide the best protection for you at high speed. It's also going to be the most aerodynamic at high speed. This helmet's pretty old. It needs replaced pretty bad. I need to get on that. But this is your best bet. This is what's going to protect you the best. As far as brands and everything go, I mean, there's a million brands out there, so you're gonna have to do a little research on crash test ratings, whether it be DOT, Snell, ECE, or FIM. And budget's a big factor too. So, you're not gonna be able to get an FIM rated helmet for a few $100s. It's just not happening. Now, the thing to realize about helmets that are DOT approved only. DOT approved helmets are self-certified by the company that makes it. That's a very important thing to know. This company that made this DOT approved helmet, they tested it themselves and said, yes, it passes. So what that's worth, I mean, are you willing to bet your life on that for a helmet that you might be doing, close to 100 miles an hour with? Here we have stuff to protect our upper body. Again, with everything, you're going to have to choose your level of protection for the type of riding you're going to be doing. What we have here first is a mesh jacket from Alpine Stars. You can see it's made out of a textile material. It's got shoulder armor, elbow and forearm armor, and a back protector in it, a spine protector, that's going to absorb impacts. This is going to breathe very well, keep you nice and cool, but it doesn't have the highest abrasion resistance. Next up, we've got our leather jacket. Our leather jacket, obviously, is made out of leather rather than textile. Leather is more abrasion resistance. It's going to last longer sliding on the highway. So for higher speeds, leather's better. The other thing leather is going to do is it's going to keep you warm better. It's going to insulate you better. So while this might not be the ideal jacket for a hot day, having a liner in it to help keep you warm, and the leather to lock in the heat is really going to make a difference in the cold. Once again, this jacket has shoulder, elbow, and spine protection built in. Last, we have our full race suit. This is going to protect your upper and lower body. You've got shoulder sliders as opposed to just impact points. You've got elbow sliders, and this is all to just not get you caught up, not get you into a tumble. Got spine protection. On the back there's a speed hump. It's got hip protection built in, knee sliders and knee pads. all built in. So that's going to be the obvious choice for a track day, or if you're doing some spirited canyon riding. But it's going to make you very hot on a hot day, and they're definitely not the most comfortable thing to wear. When it comes to gloves, you have two basic choices. You have short gloves and gauntlet gloves. These are pretty much the two types of gloves you're going to want to wear on the street. Dirt bike gloves, you're going to wear on a dirt bike. Mechanics gloves don't have any purpose in the street. They're not going to hold up. They're going to shred right away. It's not... You want something with a leather surface. Leather's going to hold up way better than any fabric that they're using in gloves. These short gloves, right here you can see they have knuckle protection. They have additional slide protection here on the palm. And they fasten around the wrist. These gloves are gauntlet gloves. These would typically be used more at a track day or for aggressive canyon riding. Again, they have the hard knuckles, but you can see that it's much bigger. It covers a bigger area and protects more of your hand. You've also got sliders on the thumb and on the fingers. And then in the wrist and palm area, you've got hard sliders as well, compared to just a thicker leather spot on the other gloves. These types of gloves you would wear with your race suit or jacket. And they're going to fasten up over your wrist. You can see how much more area of protection this gives you. Right here, my arm would be hitting. Right here, there's a slider. Right? And again, look at the palm protection. Far more protection in the race glove. Also, the race glove, this brown area, that's kangaroo leather. Where in here, we've got a fabric material through that area. So, this glove is going to hold up to 100+ mph crashes, no problem. This glove is going to hold up on street speed crashes, generally. Now for our lower body. Now you could wear regular jeans, and you know, those will help you up to 20 miles an hour, but they tear pretty quick. They don't have very good abrasion resistance. So what we have here are some riding jeans from Reax. You can see this yellow in here. This yellow is a Kevlar or Kevlar-like material, depending on whether they paid for the trademark or not. And these jeans also have built-in knee protection. You know, knee injuries are common when you fly off a bike. You land down on your knee and it can cause really bad injury. So these jeans are going to be more abrasion resistance. You know, you slide at 60, 70 miles an hour, they're going to hold up to the slide. They're not completely Kevlar. It's not everywhere. They're in key positions like in the butt and the backs of the legs where you're going to slide commonly. Now working down to the feet here, we've got a riding shoe and a riding boot. A riding shoe is not the same as a normal tennis shoe. This riding shoe has padding here, sliders built into the ankles on both sides. There's a hard plastic slider in there. It's got reinforced heel as well. Then over here you've got the riding boot. This is like something you would wear at a track day or for aggressive canyon riding again. You'll notice that it has a toe slider here in case your foot gets in the way when you're leaned over. It's got ankle protection right here. It's a very stiff boot, which is going to prevent your ankle from turning. You've got a reinforced heel here, but the most noticeable thing is how it goes on your foot. It goes all the way up your calf. You're going to put your foot in here, zip it in, Velcro it down, and you're fully protected. So guys, that's a bunch of various types of gear that you could pick up to ride your street motorcycle. Obviously, there's different levels of protection. I like to tell people it's not, you know, you're protected or you're not protected. It's all degrees of protection. No gear will save you 100% of the time, but you're increasing your odds. The idea is you have to decide on any given ride what level of comfort and safety you're comfortable with. You know, you don't want to wear a one-piece race suit to go into work in the morning. That's pretty inconvenient. But at the same time, you don't want to ride in a t-shirt and shorts. So you find your balance that you're happy with on any given ride. If it's really hot out, I might wear a mesh jacket with some riding jeans and my riding shoes. If I'm going for a faster canyon ride, I might throw my boots on rather than my shoes, with the rest being the same. If I'm going to be riding harder, maybe I'll throw on my full suit for a canyon ride. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, depending on what type of ride you're going on and the risk level you're comfortable with on that ride. There's not a best gear overall, there's best gear for each situation. Now, I don't expect new riders to have all of this gear all right away. I mean, it takes years to accumulate gear, but eventually you want to have gear for every type of situation. That way you can maximize your comfort and your safety in any situation. So comment below your favorite gear setup. Do you wear the same gear every day, or do you change it up based on the situation?